Trexploration.
Hello and welcome back to Trexploration. I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are talking about Star Trek Strange New Worlds. We're taking a look back at Season 1 and 2, so we're all ready for Season 3 premiere. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm a little bit flummoxed. I mean, it's come upon us so quickly. It was somewhere in this nebulous future, away and away and away, and then all of a sudden it's like the day after tomorrow.
Up and away, day after tomorrow. Very good references. Yeah, I mean, it's like we didn't have time to prepare this at all. We didn't have the 2 years, but we did. But I guess we waited till the last moments. Although,
as we always
it's a few
do.
days ago now, isn't it?
I guess so. But, this is how we do here, and it's fun because I feel like we're in the same boat that many Strange New Worlds fans are in now because, I mean, do we have time to watch the entire first 2 seasons to refresh for Season 3? No. Who does? I don't know. If you do, lucky you. I mean, yeah, good for you. Good for you.
But, some time off, because that's just one thing I don't have enough of is time off lately.
That means you and me are in the same boat, but in a different boat because you're in Florida boat.
Yeah, so the boat doesn't go that deep, and there's gators biting at my heels. So, but they're nice. As long as you don't bother them, they don't bother you. You just keep walking. Don't run. I learned that. Okay, so we're talking about Season 1 and Season 2 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. A funny thing happened. My first idea for this is that we would play each episode preview, like, next time on Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Geordi sees his mom or something. But they don't have those anymore. Like, they're like skimping on the weekly trailers. And as I was looking, I was like, I don't remember seeing weekly trailers. Like, I just remember like a short clip, maybe on the Ready Room with Will or something.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Ready Room all that much, and even if they did have weekly trailers, it was the kind of thing where I would turn it off purposely because I didn't want to be spoiled for the next week. That's also a reason I really didn't watch the Ready Room. I don't know that if they even existed, I would have seen them anyway. So, I think we found a happy medium.
I avoid movie trailers, but there's something about Star Trek where I need to know everything as much as possible right away.
I hear you. When you go to the movies, it's hard to avoid trailers when they play like 17 of them before the movie.
Yeah.
So that was always one of my favorite parts because and this especially pre-internet, and it was the only way you got to know what was going on besides seeing like the cover of Starlog magazine or something. But yeah, we're a little bit past that now, and now we live in such a spoiler-ish age. I think that we're all of us somewhat spoiler averse. So,
well, I think it's different now because trailers used to be like, like Indiana Jones, dun, 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 and he's like on a horse and there's a whip and there's like people chasing him and there's a plane and there's a snake. You don't know what the movie is, right? But now, like when you watch a trailer, they basically cut down the whole movie and give you the whole story in a minute and a half. So it just ruins the whole film.
yeah. And the last one that happened to me with like in a big way, I think was American Wedding, which was an American Pie sequel. And at that point, don't ask me how this happens. Don't ask me how this happens.
You don't know where she put the flute.
Pretty much. I don't know where she put the flute, but this was like the 4th sequel to American Pie, maybe the 3rd sequel. And I loved American Pie 2
American
so much.
Road Trip,
Pie
American
2.
Band Camp. American Run, right?
I'm not talking about the straight to video ones. I'm talking about the theatrical ones with Lily from How I Met Your Mother and Jason Segel and not Jason Segel, who was it? Jason Biggs. Jason Biggs.
Pie.
Yes, that guy. Language. And we're
Oh,
live.
and we're
But we're not
live.
really live. But this is for you
Not
listening.
really live.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what
that
I
guy.
think that's what Jay and Silent Bob call him.
So anyway,
Jason
I
Biggs.
saw
Jason
I
Biggs.
saw the preview for American Wedding, and I loved it. At this point, Laura was into the American Pie movies, too. We went to the theater in Sayville to see American Wedding, and it turned out every single funny part of the movie was in the trailer. Yeah, so there was almost no point to seeing the movie.
Was that the one where the scene is in the car and someone takes their top off? Maybe next to Jason Biggs?
I mean, people are taking their tops off because it's an American Pie movie next to Jason Biggs quite frequently. So, yes, it was that one.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Allison Hannigan. She's awesome.
So,
Yeah, there's
it
I
was
have
that
to rewatch
episode,
those.
Three's Company where 2 roommates thought the other roommate was doing something, but it all turned out to be a big misunderstanding.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how have you been the last few days? You're preparing for a convention, right? A comic book
I'm
convention with the
going
Infinite Potato Alliance guys?
Yeah, I'm going geek. I'm going get my geek on. I'm going to Alabama. Who thought that I would be going to Alabama?
Alabama.
I'm going to Magic City Con in Birmingham. By the time this comes out, it will probably have already passed. But the Infinite Potato Alliance crew, those are all the other podcasters that I frequently podcast with, are all going to meet there. It was something we had decided on months and months and months ago. Unbeknownst to us, like Magic City Con was almost canceled. And Sean Ray, the inimitable, the
Inimitable
great
Sean
Sean
Ray. The
Ray,
great Sean Ray.
the great Sean Ray, he kind of pulled it out of the fire. He swooped in. He was always involved in like some of the organization, but somebody else was in charge of like, just mainly running the con. They had to step back this year. The future of the con was in doubt, so Sean stepped in as he could, and because of him, it's still going on. And it's nice because these are people that I've been podcasting with for, close to a decade. You're the only person I've been podcasting with longer. And
Aw.
I'm going to be meeting most of them for the first time. The only one I think I've met in the entire crew so far
Let
in
me
person
guess. The
is
beautiful
go ahead,
John Irons.
a beautiful John Irons.
The
Yes.
beautiful John
So
Irons.
we'll be
All right.
doing some shows from Magic City Comic Con. So you're going to look for that
Will you
on
be
the
signing
That Star Trek
autographs
podcast feed.
for listeners,
I'll
viewers, readers?
I'll sign anything anybody wants.
Hey, ho, there you
And
go.
I mean anything.
Anything. Might
Hello.
have to use
Hi
your
there.
initials if you sign something for me.
Okay, I take that back. Most anything.
Just initial here, initial here, initial here. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Wait, one
So
more.
I think
Okay,
that
now I'm good.
what we're going to do is do a couple of like as live shows from there as well, since we're all together. And Rick, who you might have or might not have seen, but he has appeared here on Trek Exploration when we were playing that DS9 game.
We still got to get play some more
What
of
was that
that.
called? The promenade, the
Harbinger,
never
Deep
ending
Space Nine
promenade.
Harbinger.
So Rick has been on the show before. The beautiful John Irons has been on the show
The
before.
beautiful
We'll also
John
be
Irons.
meeting with Scott Madison, who was our graphic designer, did all the beautiful
Wow,
graphics for our show.
it sounds
We'll
like
be
almost
meeting
almost no one was excluded.
right the oh come on, you live closer than anybody. You're the only reason you're not going.
Yeah, I thought about driving up. Yeah, I don't want to show up uninvited, so I'll just
You're
maybe
officially invited right now.
wow, I might make plans. I don't know. I was going to clean my house, but driving to Alabama seems like a better use of my time. I
I'll
don't
be
know.
there. I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow around 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. I think they're Central Time over there in Alabama.
So, we've been away for a little bit, but we have been recording, and those shows will be coming out. So we're excited. We have some great special guests for season
Mm.
3 episodes of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, and I think coming out after this one is probably Hegemony Part One. So definitely look forward to that.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. We got to do that.
And that's with
And well, we have
just you
done
and
it.
me.
Just you and me in Hegemony Part One, and then season 3, episode 1 premiere Hegemony Part 2 has a very special guest.
Can we announce it?
Shall we? Sure. Why not? It's already in the
Okay,
can.
an
It's not
exclusive.
like we're gonna lose her.
We already filmed it. It's already on the card.
Exactly.
The lovely, intelligent, funny, humorous, kind,
Talented
talented, internet famous influencer, the lovely
influencer.
Alison Pregler.
Allison Pregler, our
Alison
old
Pregler.
friend, our dear friend,
Yep. She's
our
Secret
sister
Galaxy
from
famous.
another mister. Yes, she
She's
is.
Secret Galaxy famous. So me and Serenity were watching that Secret Galaxy video on about Quantum Leap,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
I was watching. I watched that whole thing.
she's like, "How did they not mention you?" I was like, "Well, they kind of did. They said anonymous user, but that's
I'll
another
tell
story."
you, that was you. I thought that was Allison that did
It was
that.
Allison, but it
Anyway,
was us
we
together.
might
We
have.
were in cahoots. We
All
were
right,
in
we would have
cahoots.
to. You were in cahoots.
I was cat poots. I was in cat poots. We were in cat boots the whole time.
Somebody might sue you for that, so
I
you
mean, it
might
was
wanna.
all her. You know, what is Larson, that guy? Yeah, blame him. I have nothing to
Yeah,
do with it.
Larson.
I was like, "But
Whoever
that
that.
was me, that was me, but that was me." And I had to, like, the baseball clicker every time I interviewed one of the people they mentioned, but anyway. Speaking of, this is what I did, or should we get to Star Trek? I'll tell you what I did between episodes. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
no,
season
yeah, I
1
mean,
of
you know
Strange New
where I'm
Worlds.
going tomorrow, so where are you going tomorrow besides to maybe Alabama?
Where am I going tomorrow? Oh,
Where you
no, where I've
what are you
been.
doing?
We went
Oh,
to the movies, summer blockbusters, we went to crazy amount of movies. We
what?
saw we saw Oh Hi. That doesn't come out until the 27th of July. We saw that one.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, it was really good. Exactly. And
That's the only thing I know from that movie because
Yeah, it's a
Sean
great
Ray
one.
always
Allison
says it.
Predator did a video on that. You gotta watch that and watch the movie. The movie is so
I've never
bad, it's so
seen the
good.
movie or the video about the
The Room,
movie.
right? Yeah, The Room.
Yeah, yeah, The
So
Room.
we saw Oh Hi. That was a surprise. It was one of those mystery movie previews. Um, and then we saw Elio. It's the new Pixar movie that no one went to see. It was amazing. And guess who was in it?
William Shatner.
Close. Kate Mulgrew.
Oh, it was close. I thought you were just saying
Yeah.
that to humor me.
No, it was really close. So we're sitting there, we're watching the movie. It's about 3 weeks late. We didn't go to the premiere or anything, but we figured, double feature, we'll see it because we wanted to see it. And we're sitting there, and it starts off a kid going to a science museum or something, a space museum, and he's looking at the Voyager probe. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, with the gold record and everything, and hello from the children of Earth. Um,
Mhm.
and the narrator has a very unique voice. And like I'm like, huh? And Rennie's like, huh? We're the only people in the theater. I mean, nobody else is in there. And we look at each other, and she's like, "Is that?" And I was like, "It is." And it was Kate Mulgrew
So that
narrating
voice
the
looked like Janeway.
Star Trek Voyager thing. So, I mean, if they would have said that, I think people would have went. I would have went.
Not
I would have went first
necessarily. I
day. Kate
mean,
Mulgrew,
even Star Trek fans don't know who Kate Mulgrew is.
maybe,
I
but
know,
yeah.
I lie.
But it's worth
Well,
watching
that's what
if
do
you
you
haven't seen
do?
it.
Are
But
you in
oh,
like
it's a
some
cute
kind of
movie
like
about space and science fiction and aliens and
advanced movie club? Like, how do you get
oh,
these?
we have Regal Unlimited, which is I think 20 something dollars, $22 a month for each of us, and we can see all the movies we want, and it's unlimited. Certain restrictions apply.
Unlimited with restrictions. Got it.
Yes, so
Sounds
anything like that's what is that? The classic movies they bring out, they want 18, $22 from us each time for those, like Spinal Tap, stuff like that. And then they upcharge for IMAX, and they upcharge for 3D. So if it's the 3D IMAX, I'm still spending $40 even though we already spend $40 a month on our unlimited. So certain restrictions apply. And
all
opera,
right.
opera's still $50 a ticket in the movie theater. That's ridiculous.
Well, opera costs,
Yeah,
so
it does.
you gotta pay. Art, the arts need
They
patrons,
know their
Albie.
audience.
Yeah, they need to beg all the time. That's what the arts do. They beg.
And
So,
then Jurassic Park, we saw that with Scarlett
oh,
Johansson. Great
I didn't
movie.
realize that she was in that. I just read something where she is now like the top grossing box
Yep.
office person of all time
She
because
gets
Jurassic Park put her over the top.
it's a great film. I was just expecting, running, shooting dinosaurs, but it's really good. A lot of homages to, previous ones. And Scarlett Johansson was really good in it. And she's hot. So
I
she's
haven't
good.
seen Jurassic Park since Jurassic Park 2.
Really? They're all good.
Yeah.
But you got to watch
So
all
they're all the
20
same.
episodes of Strange New Worlds. And
Yeah.
then we saw in IMAX on a Tuesday
What's
night.
that? That's what I was gonna bum, 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 bum,
Bum, ba,
bum,
bum.
bum, bum,
So we got the
bum,
popcorn combo.
bum,
You can see
bum,
the
bum,
can behind me, I
bum,
think. And
bum,
we got 2 cups. I got
ba-bum.
Lex Luthor, and then Serenity got
Nice. Is that
Superman.
Lex in the chair up there?
Yep. And then
Beautiful,
for some reason they're both
beautiful.
in chairs. Oh, because 'cause they're eating popcorn. Okay, they're watching
Was
the
it
movie with
watching the
us.
movie? Yeah,
I
uh-huh.
get it now. Yeah,
Oh, how
so
was it?
she got Superman, I got Lex Luthor because I interviewed Michael Rosenbaum, right? Lex Luthor. And Serenity
You
interviewed
did?
Brandon Routh, Superman.
Gotcha. I interviewed Brandon Routh.
Yeah, you were there, but it was mostly Rennie.
Uh-huh.
We'll give that one
Okay,
to Rennie.
understood.
Because she asked the
I
Superman
thought
question
maybe
that
there
we
was
were
the
afraid to
second one.
ask. No. Second
Yeah,
one,
well,
what?
somebody has
Oh,
to.
second Superman interview?
Thank God for
She's working on
yeah,
it.
thank God
Christopher
for running.
Reeves won't return our phone calls.
Well, get the Ouija board. You should
Yeah,
be
and then
okay.
the guy from the Black and White series, what was his name?
George Reeves
George Reeves. He won't return our phone calls either.
or George Reeve.
George
Anyway,
Reeve?
George something.
It's
Reeve or Reeve.
Klondike 762, I think we
Right,
keep
yeah.
calling. That was his number. Um, no answer.
Uh,
So there are other Supermans.
okay, but what did you think? This is going no like we're so
Mind blowing.
meandering here.
It was
Okay, good.
amazing.
That's it. That's it. That's all I want to hear. You liked it.
I was going in going, "Oh, it's gonna suck. It's gonna be all like, I don't know." But it wasn't.
It's going to be all Superman Returns.
Yeah, well, I like that one.
Really? The
Yeah.
Brandon Routh one?
Yeah.
Oh, I tried to watch it again
Really,
about 6
no?
months ago.
I
Not
liked it.
even 6. Like
I like
just
it.
I've been on a Superman kick like a lot
Yeah,
lately.
gotta watch
So
them
I
all.
tried to watch Superman Returns and I just couldn't get through it.
You know what? The casting was really good for the new movie, and, the writing. Some of it was a little on the nose. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 because it was
Gotcha.
like, watching current events, but, like, it was written and filmed before the current events, so that's not their fault.
Right. Right.
But,
Well,
really good, and I'm looking forward to more James Gunn stuff. It's James Gunn. He's always got that funny edge thing going on. But,
mhm.
they didn't lose the wholesome what I loved about Superman, so look for me talking more about Superman, um, on Fate's Wide Wheel with Sam.
Look at you and Sam together. I saw him posting some stuff on
Yeah.
the gram
Al and Sam
talking
together
about
again.
Superman. So awesome.
Link below,
Awesome.
hopefully.
Good for you guys. I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
Yes, so
So I'm jealous that you saw Superman. I'm jealous that you get to talk about it with Sam. I'm looking forward to seeing both, however.
you are the real superhero. You're holding down the fort. You're the responsible
Nah,
one.
not really doing anything besides showing up on mic and saying, "What are we doing?"
We are
Anyway,
doing Star Trek Strange New
yes, thank
Worlds.
you. It's
We
about
are
time we got
looking
back to it.
back at season 1 and season 2 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. We're going to go through with the episodes and just like try to remember things and see what we
Right.
liked about it and think about what might happen in season 3.
So might I suggest
Yes.
that we learn from our previous mistakes
Okay.
when we played the season 3 trailer of Strange New Worlds?
Yes.
We didn't let it play through once
No.
at all. We kept interrupting
We did.
as it was going through and then rewinding. And whoever commented down below in the comments was just like, "Oh my God, you're ruining it."
Yes.
So I would recommend, since we're doing like an omnibus review of both seasons, first we play the season trailer in its entirety,
In
so
its
nobody can
entirety.
bitch at us in its entirety. It's the omnipotent
The
entirety.
omnipotent Willard.
I'm not jokingly.
I'm not jokingly.
So we should play those in their entirety before we ensue in our discussion.
I
Is all I'm
love
saying.
to ensue.
So I sent you a couple of season
All
trailers. I
right.
think
Let's
the
see if this is
second
it.
season one is better. The second one that I sent you is better.
I have no idea which one this is, but we'll play it now.
Chris. I need you back, Captain.
No matter how many stars there are in the sky, no matter how many galaxies swirl beyond our own, no matter what the mathematical probabilities or the number of times we say, we are not alone in the universe. Our first visit from the stars is always the province of children's stories and science fiction. Until one day, it isn't.
Gasp. I'm still agog at that trailer. I remember the first time that trailer came out. It was a random Wednesday. I was at work. It was kind of a slow afternoon and I discovered that it was available, and I put it on, and I was choking up. It was all I can do. And it's funny, we've seen the first 2 seasons of Discovery at this point. When I see that trailer, I think, "Oh my god, I have to see the season 1 of Discovery." It's like that feeling, that promise, just that wonderful expectation that I got from watching that trailer. It still sticks. It's a very effective trailer.
Very good trailer.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder why they didn't do a one for each episode.
Right? Well, I mean, I guess it's hard to do them that good all the
Yeah,
time.
that's true. I love the
So we
music. I love
already
everything about it.
Yeah,
So much promise, so much in the
yeah.
future. And you know what? I think they delivered.
I think they did. I mean, so, why don't we go through,
Sure.
season 1? We already talked about Strange New
We did a
Worlds
whole thing about
in
Strange
yeah,
New
we did like
Worlds,
two and a
Strange
half
New
hours
Worlds.
on that.
Yeah, so look up
Yeah,
there for the card for when you want to, and it'll
right.
be in the
My mic is kinda blown out on that one, but it's still pretty good. So
that correction that's blown out. So the Star Trek Next Generation blooper. Anyway, deep cut. Uh,
okay.
so it'll be in one of the squares at the end of the video. How's that? All right, so check that out
Sounds good.
later. But read it, and what was it about for people who don't want to go see that? Just the short synopsis, so we can go through the whole thing.
Synopsis. Yeah, I'm reading the synopses that are on Wikipedia. So don't sue
Cool,
us,
cool, cool.
Wikipedia. In the 23rd century, Starfleet Admiral Robert April recalls Captain Christopher Pike to the starship USS Enterprise from shore leave after Pike's first officer, Una Chin Riley, referred to as Number One, goes missing during a first contact mission. Pike is reluctant to return to space and confides in Vulcan science officer Spock, who has just become engaged to Pring, that he saw a vision of his own paralysis during their mission with the USS Discovery. They travel to the planet Kylie 279, which is in a similar state to 21st century Earth and on the brink of civil war. They have reverse engineered a weapon from Starship warp drives after witnessing the Discovery mission in nearby space. Pike and his crew rescue Number One from captivity and break Starfleet's General Order 1 by interfering in the society to convince them not to use the weapon. They avoid repercussions because of the top secret nature of the Discovery mission, but Starfleet doubles down on the rule by renaming it the Prime Directive. Pike recommits to his role and captains the Enterprise on a new 5-year mission of exploration.
It was a good start.
Take a breath. Yeah, it was a good start. We talked about that a lot. There was a lot
Yeah,
going
love
on in that
Robert April, love
episode.
the casting, love the sets, love the music, love the direction, love everything about it. I think I gave it a good rating. Can we remember what we gave it?
Probably, I'll say 4 galloping pikes out of 5.
I probably gave it 10 Pike's Peaks. Who knows? Knowing me, I gave it a
Yes,
10. I like things.
knowing you. So that was the first one. We talked about that one a lot. So
Yeah,
second one in season 1, we're just going to go through these shotguns so that
sounds
we're not
great.
here all night long. Cadet Nayuta Uhura
Ooh.
is invited to a meal with other crew members in Pike's quarters, where she reveals she is unsure about her future in Starfleet because she only joined as a way to escape from the pain of her parents' deaths. The Enterprise crew attempt to alter the course of a comet that is set to kill all the inhabitants of a desolate planet, but it has a force field that prevents this. Uhura joins a team that transports to the comet's surface and discovers that it responds to music. A starship of shepherds who are escorting the comet position themselves between it and the Enterprise. They believe it is a being called Mahanit, who is an ancient arbiter of life.
Reacher.
Enterprise Yes, I guess so. Enterprise distracts them to allow Spock to alter the comet's course, and as it passes by the planet, it releases water vapor into the atmosphere that will improve the conditions for life. Uhura decodes music from the comet, which indicates that it is expected this interference, and Pike ponders the origins of the comet and whether this was more than coincidence. He also considers the lives of the cadets that he is destined to save by sacrificing himself. I have almost no memory of this
I think we get
episode.
a flash forward to him in the chair in the makeup,
Yeah, there's a lot
sleeping.
of that though, you
Yeah,
know?
maybe. Nyota, she's whistling and singing notes to to save things, and that's a good one. And we learn about
And
Uhura's backstory.
yeah, the backstory of Uhura is really where this one
Her
is, and
parents,
how her parents died
sibling,
in
brother, or
the
something.
shuttle accident, and her brother, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So the
we
thing
never
I
really got
wanted,
any backstory for Uhura, so
yeah. So it's great that they fill that in. That's what a show like this should do. And I think I think I was mostly impressed by the episodic nature of that episode. Going, okay, I like where they're going. I like where they're going.
Yeah, we're doing all of these one shots where it's high concept.
Mm.
And that's what I loved most about the trailer that we just watched. It seemed to be this is going to be a very broad-based, high concept show. It's not about one thing. It's not about Michael Burnham. It's not about getting lost in the Delta Quadrant.
Mm.
It's just a pure exploration or Trexploration.
Trexploration. All right.
Trexploration. So
Yeah, and it brought back something I loved about Star Trek. This episode focused on Uhura. It wasn't the whole ensemble or the one person the whole time, every episode. It showed me that
mhm.
they were going to take a look at every
Yeah, maybe
character.
do maybe take a page out of Lost book
Yeah,
and
there
we'll
you go.
do an
Lost a
horror
little bit of
episode.
TNG later on.
A little bit of ting. Yeah. Episode 3, Ghosts of Illyria. The
Ooh.
Enterprise investigates the disappearance of a colony of Illyrians who are banned by the Federation due to their genetic engineering. As an ion storm approaches, members of the away team return to the ship after unknowingly contracting a virus that addicts them to light. Number 1 is immune because she is an Illyrian, which she reveals, so
Don't
a
tell
cure can
anybody.
be synthesized from her blood, magic blood.
Magic
Trapped
blood.
by the storm, Pike and Spock determined that the colonists were attempting to reverse their genetic modification so they could join the Federation. They may have created the virus and transformed into plasma-like beings. The pair are protected from the storm by those beings and return to the Enterprise once everyone is cured. Number 1 attempts to resign, but Pike refuses. She wonders whether he would have shown more prejudice if she had not helped save the crew. Number 1 learns that the virus got through the ship's filter because Chief Medical Officer Dr. Joseph Mbenga is using an outdated transporter. This holds his daughter Ryuka in stasis until he can cure her rare disease. So the
Ooh.
plot thickens.
Yes.
I remember thinking this was like a really dumb episode.
Really? I was thinking leather jackets and ghosts.
Yeah, it was just like energy beings and a
Yeah.
windstorm.
We've seen that before in the original series and Next Gen, I think. Maybe Deep Space Nine too.
I mean, windstorms on Mud's Women, right?
Yeah.
What? Hang your pots out and let the sand blast them
And then the
clean,
ghosts that were
dummy.
prisoners that tried to take over the Enterprise D while Keiko was having a baby.
Didn't they possessed O'Brien,
Yeah, I think so,
right?
yeah.
Right.
Which
So
anyone would if they had the choice, I think. But it started that whole Mbenga storyline with his daughter. Now I want to watch
yeah,
that
his
episode.
daughter and the fact that number 1 is like
Illyrian.
persona non grata, like she's hiding her background. So a
Yeah.
la Bashir, I guess,
I think
right?
everybody's hiding something. I think you were talking about the warts on your ass one time. Don't tell anybody or something.
What? I never heard of him. Momento Mori. This episode 4. Enterprise attempts to deliver a nuclear-powered air filter to a Federation colony, but finds many of the colonists dead. Security Chief La'an Noonien-Singh helps evacuate the survivors and recognizes the situation as a Gorn trap. She was the only survivor of a Gorn attack in her childhood. A Gorn ship attacks and does significant damage to the Enterprise. Babinga and Nurse Christine Chappell resort to 21st century medicine to treat the wounded when their equipment goes offline. The crew lure the Gorn ship into the atmosphere of a brown dwarf near a black hole, where both ship's sensors and shields are useless, a la the Mutar Nebula. Spock figures, sauce for the goose, Mr. Spock? Spock figures out a way to track the Gorn ship, and they destroy it, but 3 more Gorn ships arrive. One is crushed by the pressure of the brown dwarf's atmosphere. Spock mind melds with Noonien-Singh to learn about the Gorn's communication system, and they use this trick to trick one ship to fire on the other. Enterprise then warps around the black hole, temporarily disappearing, and ejects the destabilizing air filter, which explodes and convinces the remaining Gorn ship that the Enterprise is destroyed. This one's apropos to season 3, right? Because we're starting with Hegemony Part 2 in season 3. I guess
Right,
this
and
is
it's
the
got the
first,
Gorn.
right? The first reintroduction of the Gorn. So I don't remember that much of it though. We should have really watched these, right? Just
Yeah,
didn't
to
have.
talk about them.
It's funny, right? But we didn't have time. We didn't have
We're
time,
like
or
everybody else.
the time we had, we squandered. But
Yes.
yeah, I think that what stands out is the introduction of the Gorn
I'm going to Memory
and the
Alpha now
backstory of
just so I can
La'an.
see pictures because I think, I'm a visual type person.
Gotcha.
So let's see. Episodes. Do. Memento Mori. Isn't that an X-File episode?
feel like it's a common expression, so it's probably been many
What does
episodes of
that
many
mean? I'm
things.
sure you're very learned and know what that means.
Remember me, I believe.
Aw. I see no pictures, so that's not going to help. Oh, great. Okay, okay. So what was that one about?
It was about the Gorn. It
About the
was about
Gorn.
honestly, it was La'an's backstory,
Yeah.
and it was probably a giant shock to see the Gorn reintroduced as basically xenomorphs in this one. So I
Yes.
really thought that the Gorn, like the reintroduction of the Gorn, was a season 2 thing. Don't I don't remember that it was like the 4th episode of season 1. It was like right there out the gate.
Yeah, they got to go in fast forward if you get 10 a season only, right?
And I feel like if you're going to introduce La'an, the most interesting thing about her character, if this is her episode, so to speak, is the fact that she was almost a Gorn egg sac. So,
Is this the
you
one with the
know,
flashbacks kind of and like was that the one with the lights and how you see how she survived or is that further
yeah,
on?
I think so. I
Okay.
believe so.
I remember enjoying that
Um,
one.
for all anybody watching knows, yes, that's true.
You remember this? Nope. You remember that? Nope. Okay, we're ready.
episode episode 5, Spock Amok. I do remember
Spock
this one.
Amok.
The
That
crew
one I
goes
do
on
remember.
Shirley while the Enterprise undergoes repairs at Starbase 1. Number 1 and Noonien-Singh apprehend 2 ensigns conducting an unauthorized spacewalk as part of a game played by lower-ranked crew members called Enterprise Bingo. Learning that they have reputations as fun killers, the pair try the game themselves. The half-human Spock has grown concerned that T'Pring thinks he is becoming too human. He plans to spend his Shirley with her, but April interrupts to ask Pike and Spock for help negotiating with the Romulans, who are considering
Love
allying
them.
with the Federation, Klingons, or Romulans. After discussing his relationship with Chapel, Spock undertakes a special mind meld ceremony with T'Pring so they can understand each other better. This accidentally causes them to switch cultures. Body swap comedy, anyone? Effectively swapping bodies. Spock attempts to carry out T'Pring's work, convincing lapsed Vulcans to return to logic, while T'Pring helps Pike succeed with the negotiations. Mbinga and Chapel later switch Spock and T'Pring's cultures back to their proper bodies. This was their first, I think, balls out comedy episode.
Yeah, their first non-standard episode of Star Trek.
And I think for the most part it worked because I love the actress who plays T'Pring and I love her chemistry with Spock. So this is one I remember very well. And what I liked most about it, they didn't go through any of that sitcom bullshit where they tried to pass themselves off as each other, at least not to Pike. The second Pike gets into Spock's quarters, they say, "Hey, Chris, this is what's going on." And then they go from there. So
But hijinks still ensued.
hijinks didn't sue, but they weren't the cheap, obvious ones. They were other maybe cheap, obvious ones, but not as cheap and obvious as most of these types of plots tend to go the way of. Like, oh, you can't know it's me, and they can't know
Yep.
it's her, and blah 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 blah.
Freaky Friday.
Yeah, Freaky Friday. I think there was
Freakier
a
Friday.
supernatural episode called Swap Meat, like swap MEAT, swap meat, where they did a body swap. Yeah, so
Body swap. Yeah, this
there's
reminds me of like the 1935 romantic comedies.
it's cute. And like I
Yeah.
said, the whole thing really hinges on T'Pring and Spock's chemistry. And I
Yes.
think T'Pring and Spock have a wonderful chemistry here.
If I wasn't already enamored with Ethan Peck, this episode would have got me totally.
If I wasn't already enamored with whoever plays T'Pring, this episode got me totally.
I'm sure it's on there somewhere.
She's very engaging.
Yes, I'd like to be engaged to her. Yes.
All right. Now, this is the first pure freaking ripoff, if I recall.
Okay. This episode
let's-
is episode what number of the season?
6, Lift Us Up Where Suffering Cannot Reach. Episode
Ooh, that's a
6,
title.
season 1. I might be thinking it's a different one.
Is this a
When
church
in route-
episode?
I don't know. We'll see. When en
Okay.
route to planet Mihalis, the Enterprise receives a distress call from a shuttlecraft under attack from a warship. Enterprise destroys the warship, and the shuttlecraft personnel are transported aboard. A boy called the First Servant, his father and physician Gamal, and Allura, a leader on Mihalis, who is an old flame of Pike's. Pike agrees to return them to Mihalis. Gamal attempts to fake his son's death to keep him from returning to the planet, but is thwarted, and the boy goes to Mihalis with Pike and Allura, for his ascension ceremony. Pike is allowed to witness the ceremony where the corpse of the previous first servant is removed from a machine and the new first servant is connected in its place. Pike is horrified by this but is unable to stop it, and Allura explains that Mahalis can only remain a paradise-like society if a child is sacrificed to the machine. Mahalis's rebellious colony objects to this practice, and Gamel has joined them to save his son. Gamel helps Mabinga work on a treatment for Ryuka's condition and then leaves Enterprise to join the colony, hoping to save future first servants. Somebody please call the estate of Ursula K. Le Guin, because they're going to sue the crap out of you, because this was essentially the ones who walk away from Omelas. This was Strange New World's version of that classic science fiction story.
I've never heard of it, so like they got me.
Oh,
So
the
tell me more.
second. No, the second, by the end of the first act, I said, oh, they're doing Omelas.
And they did.
So, and they did, yeah. Basically, it's a story by Ursula K. Le Guin, who wrote one of my favorite books, probably my favorite book of all time, A Wizard of Earthsea, and the Earthsea series, and Left Hand of Darkness, and Lathe of Heaven, and so many others.
The classics.
The classics. I mean, she is just a seminal and unparalleled author in the science fiction genre. And the ones who walk away from Omelas is predicated on like a perfect society, but what if to sustain that perfect society, there was a child who had to suffer, a lone child in a cage, in a basement, in the dark, who would never know any kindness, never know any warmth, never know any love, never know anything but suffering. And everybody who lived in that society had to go down and witness that child and know exactly what the cost of their paradise was.
Wow, that's dark.
The story was, and the ones who couldn't bear it, the ones who walked away from Omelas, that was sort of like the end of the story. Those were the ones that went on. But it's a classic science fiction story. And I knew by the end of the first act that they were just doing a riff on it.
Okay, so I probably enjoyed it more, or did you enjoy it more because it was a song you heard before but sung by a different person?
I mean, I guess I enjoyed it in the sense that I liked the story, but
Mhm.
if I'm getting a 10-episode season of Star Trek, I don't want to see them do I'm not even going to say a riff
A riff.
on one of the most classic science fiction stories of all time. I mean, what's next? All summer in a day? Like, what are you going to do something like this every season? We already have classic science fiction that a lot of us are versed in. Show us something new.
Okay.
Anyway,
So my ignorance was bliss.
so yeah, suffering couldn't reach you on this one. So.
That is interesting. I might read that. That sounds dark, but it sounds interesting.
It's a very short story.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's only a few pages. So
That's my kind.
Yeah, so you'll be able to read it because it's more of a thought experiment. You'll be
You
able
can
to get
read it,
through
Albie.
it.
I think
Yeah.
you'll make it through. Okay, I'll try. I'll do my best.
Episode 7 of season 1, The Serene Squall. Squall! Starfleet Counselor Aspen travels with the Enterprise to a far-flung colony under attack from the Serene Squall, a rogue ship of space pirates. I'm a space cowboy. Pike and a boarding party transport over to the Serene Squall at the same time as its crew boards the Enterprise.
Yeah, this one.
Pike uses his culinary skills and some manipulative tactics to encourage a mutiny on the Serene Squall, allowing him and his boarding party to gain control of the ship. Aspen reveals themselves as Angel, the Serene Squall's captain. They contact T'Pring and give her an ultimatum. Release Angel's lover, a Vulcan prisoner that T'Pring is attempting to rehabilitate, or Spock dies. Spock must die. T'Pring chooses to hand the prisoner over, but Spock stops her by pretending to break their engagement, claiming to have an affair with Chapel. Angel tries to fire on T'Pring's ship, but Pike and the boarding party use remote access codes to lock Enterprise's controls. Angel flees and the pirates surrender. Spock reassures T'Pring of his love for her and tells Chapel that their friendship is strictly platonic. He also reveals to Chapel that Angel's lover is his half-brother, Cyborg.
Whoa. What?
I remembered this one being broad.
Mhm.
Right?
I remember enjoying it. I remember the comedy or just the pirates, the fun with the pirates. But I also that Cybok reveal, I was very intrigued and I couldn't wait for more Cybok.
And this one went a very long way to building sort of like the love, the tension, the romantic tension between Spock and Christine,
Yeah.
because they pretend to be attracted to each other in this one to get out of the situation.
And
And
it kind of
Pike,
sparks something.
it does,
Yeah.
exactly. So you feel it's like, is Spock lying at the end of this? Is T'Pring like right to dump him in the original series?
Spock's a hopeless
Maybe.
romantic.
And I like the fact that this one also gives us Pike as full on space dad
Yeah.
with his cooking and his he's Mr. He's telling the dad jokes, and he's calls him mutinies with omelets. And it's something else. So it was a fun dumb episode. That's the way I think of
I
it.
love fun, dumb episodes, almost like a filler episode, which I like about Strange New Worlds with so few episodes. They realized what was going wrong with Star Trek, where there wasn't fun, dumb episodes, and they gave us fun, dumb episodes. And I think that's one of
True.
the reasons I love Strange New Worlds.
All right.
Chris, what's the next episode?
The Elysian Kingdom.
All right.
This is the fantasy one, if you recall, where they're all in costume. The Enterprise
it.
is surveying a nebula when its warp drive fails, causing the crew to black out. Mbinga awakens to find the Enterprise's interior dressed as the high fantasy setting of Ryoka's favorite book, and the crew unwittingly acting out its events in character. Chief Engineer Hemmer is the only other crew member aware of the situation thanks to its telepathic abilities, and they discover that the nebula has its own consciousness comparable to a Boltzmann brain. They find Ryoka and learn that the nebula has detected her loneliness and created the fantasy to entertain her. It also cured her disease, but this will not last if they leave the nebula. The nebula offers to preserve Ryoka by converting her into an energy being within the nebula, which Mbinga reluctantly agrees to. He then sees a vision of Ryoka as a grown woman having experienced a life of adventures with the nebula, whom she calls Deborah after her mother. Deborah releases the Enterprise, restoring its warp drive and interior design. No one other than Mbinga can remember the fantasy reality. He tells number one about Ryoka's fate, and I'm not crying, you're crying.
This was a hard one for me in the best possible way. This the whole, having a daughter, and then when the whole thing started, where he could only see his daughter at a few minutes at a time, because that's when she would age and give him less time to cure the terminal disease that he couldn't solve. Kind of borrowing a little thing out of Bones couldn't save his dad, and Bengo couldn't save his daughter, but he finally did in a way.
In a way, he let her go.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
This
Hard.
I think this might stand out as maybe one of the highlights of season 1.
Yeah.
Elysian Kingdom, because I didn't have kids, but I always wanted to have children.
Mhm.
And whenever we thought about having children, both Laura and I thought that we would have a daughter.
Oh.
So to see this, it just pulled at all the stuff that I feel like I miss. The only thing I miss in my life is the daughter who never was.
Yeah. Would have
And
made a great dad, sir.
I just want to vicariously dad through Mbinga in this episode, and
Mhm.
it just tore my heart out. I mean,
Yeah.
what a fantastic episode this was.
Mhm.
One of the greatest touches was that when they had like the jail in the Elysian Kingdom, the jail was the transporter pad.
Mhm.
And Rick Tatro is like, isn't that ironic? Because the transporter is where you can go from anywhere. And I said, but don't you realize that's where she was trapped? She was trapped in
Right.
the buffer. That's why it was the prison. He was like, oh my God. It was like, I mean, there were just so many like little touches in this episode
Who
to
wrote that
just
one? Let me look at
the highlight, the plight. It was written by
Amanda Rowe?
Akila Cooper,
Written by.
directed by Akila Cooper, and Onitra Johnson.
Okay, yeah, great. I think this is where when you think back to it for a second, you're just thinking, okay, silly costume one, but
Yeah.
such a great episode. And I think
Oh my God.
this is where Stranger Worlds, I was like totally on board. I was buckled in. I was like, I'm going to the end with this show.
Yeah.
They can do no wrong.
Yeah.
So,
So
I'm
Elysian
probably going to
Kingdom.
give that like a 15 when we get there.
Yeah, if we ever do them one by one by one by
Yeah,
one.
I definitely now I need to watch all 20. Damn it.
I know. Well, listen, we're doing everybody a favor. At least we're
Okay.
giving everybody a remembrance of things past.
Yes.
So,
Maybe we're whetting the appetite.
okay, we're 2
Next one. What is
down,
that
2
one?
2 left.
All
All Those
Those
Who Wander,
Who
episode
Wander by
9.
Christopher DeFilippis. No, he
No,
directed it.
Davy Perez. You know, the funny thing is, written by Davy Perez. We've been doing our Supernatural rewatches. I've said so on the show many times. Turns out Davy Perez's name pops up as a producer and writer in the later seasons, the final seasons of Supernatural, and I only noticed it after we started doing. I believe he was one of the writers on Hegemony Part One. And I
Ah,
said,
okay.
Davy Perez, where have I seen that? And then I said, oh my God, I saw it on Supernatural just the other. Anyway, so
Anyway,
Davy
so if you want
Perez,
to talk to him, you want me to call him?
Supernatural. Yeah, let's call
All
Davy
right.
Perez. All Those Who Wander, Episode 9, Season 1. The Enterprise is en route to Space Station Deep Space K7 when it receives another priority assignment to investigate the missing USS Peregrine. While the Enterprise continues to K7, Pike leads an away team to an ice planet where they find the grounded Peregrine. Hammer and Uhura restore the ship's systems, while Pike learns that it was carrying 3 refugees and one is infected with Gorn eggs. These
Uh-oh.
hatched, and the hatchling bursts from his body and attack the crew. Pike's team finds the other 2 refugees who are the only survivors. One of them, Buckley, is also infected with Gorn eggs, and the hatchlings burst out. They attack the team, but they also fight each other until only the strongest hatchling is left. The team form a plan to kill the hatchling using cold temperatures from the ship's environmental controls, but not before Hammer is infected. He encourages Uhura to remain in Starfleet before throwing himself from the ship so he and the Gorn inside him will die in the cold. After the crew mourn, Noonien-Singh takes a leave of absence to help the last refugee find her family. So this was essentially John Carpenter's The Thing, or The Thing from Another Planet, done Star Trek Gorn xenomorph style,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. And I
Um,
remember being very sad when we lost Hammer.
I remember that being the only part of this episode that felt genuine to me. The rest of it was a horror movie pastiche.
Yeah. There was Gorn bursting out of people as I remember, right?
Maybe some chest busters.
Yeah, on
Hello,
the
my
other ship.
baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my
Oh, my
ragtime
ragtime
gal.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that. That was a pretty good one. It was definitely like Gorn Alien, the Thing. But losing Hammer, that's something you don't think you're gonna do is lose somebody, especially when they seem like part of the cast.
Yeah, no, he's a main cast member.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise for them to kill off. And it shows you, but this is something that we deal with continually in Strange New Worlds. There are only like 2 or 3 of the ensemble that can die anyway.
Yeah.
Because we know the future of most of these characters.
Mhm.
We know the end point for a lot of these characters.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if you're going to kill somebody off, it's going to be La'an or Hammer or Ortegas.
Yeah.
Because that's the only 3 that can go.
Eventually,
So
that's what's gonna happen.
yeah, so they
Um,
did it.
well, but at this point, we still didn't think that anybody but a red shirt would die. At least I didn't.
Hammer was a red shirt.
Well,
He
yeah,
was
technically.
chief engineer.
Technically. But, he was part of the ensemble and on the poster and stuff.
He was wearing a red shirt.
Yeah, exactly. But so that surprised me, and I remember crying. So, job well done by all.
There you go. And I'll always remember Hammer from the Elysium one where he's just like, "More light!" It was essentially a Farscape episode where
More light.
he was like making the warp core almost go critical because he needed more of the radiant energy, if you recall that.
That was like when Dwight Schultz needed trash bags on the A-Team.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember that one?
No, I'll take your word for it. I
He's
don't
like,
think
trash
I've
bags, trash
I don't think
bags.
I've seen one episode of the A-Team.
Okay, so here's the deal. He was acting crazy. They had to escape a prison. He would yell for trash bags until they gave him a trash bag, and he would like cuddle with it for about 10 minutes, and then he would throw it away. It's no good anymore. And then he would yell for trash bags, right? So
Mhm.
tell me what this is. So he ended up getting a whole bunch of trash bags, right?
Right, and they made a raft out of it.
No, close. But and then Hannibal was the hairdresser, right? So he would like hairdress people's hair and blow out their hair and stuff like that, right? So what they ended up doing is with tape, they taped hair dryers to trash bags and then taped all that to like lawn chairs, and they made a hot air balloon
From hair dryers.
from hair dryers and trash bags.
I don't think the physics on that works, but
But I always remember Dwight Schultz yelling for trash bags.
good on you, A-Team.
Yes,
Good on you.
it's stuck in my mind. Not my favorite episode, A-Team. That would be Cowboy George.
We'll have to do an A-Team podcast after we're done with Star Trek.
Sounds good.
Sometime in 2047.
Yes. Good
right.
callback. Okay, now we're approaching season 1 of Strange New Worlds, the finale of season 1, episode 10. What's that one?
A Quality of Mercy.
Ooh, sounds good.
Oh, I think this has Captain Girlfriend in it.
Akiva Goldsman, Henry Alonzo Myers wrote it. Chris Fisher.
Oh,
Directed it?
director. When the Enterprise and the USS Cayuga provide supplies to an outpost near the Romulan neutral zone, Pike meets one of the future cadets for whom he will sacrifice himself. He decides to send warnings to them to prevent the accident from happening. Pike is then visited by 3 ghosts. No, by an older version of himself from a future where he's wearing a monster maroon because the accident does not happen. He reveals the consequences of his decision. 7 years in the future, the Enterprise sees a Romulan bird of prey starship destroy the outpost. They track it with the USS Farragut, commanded by Captain Kirk, who suggests an aggressive approach. Pike insists on negotiating, and the Romulan commander agrees to a ceasefire, but this sub-commander disagrees. His sub-commander disagrees and summons an armada of Romulan warships. The Enterprise is damaged, Spock is severely injured, and the Romulans declare war on the Federation. In his own time, Pike accepts that his fate is necessary to save Spock and prevent war. His peace is interrupted by Captain Battelle of the Cayuga, who boards the Enterprise and arrests number 1 for being an Illyrian. Sorry, Chris, I have to do it. It's regulations, damn it.
Great episode. I think,
yeah.
yeah, they answered the question that so many people had. Now that he knows his future, why doesn't he change his future?
Yeah, and the fact that they made it hinge where, I mean, this is the only reality in which Spock doesn't die somehow. That's what I think his future self told him.
Yeah, and well, Benedict Cumberbatch showed him too.
Okay. The startled gopher himself. Who's not Khan. Oh, wait, he is Khan.
Oh, yeah,
is he Khan?
But he's also
But he's
Dr.
not
Strange.
Khan.
How odd.
But he's also Harrison, right?
Yeah, and Sherlock.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And Sherlock, yeah. He's
Love
got
Sherlock.
he's wearing a lot of hats, that guy.
Yeah, good hat. Well, Sherlock hat.
Yeah, okay, and maybe a
What
meerschaum
are Sherlock hats called? You probably know, don't you?
No, he's got the flappy flaps and the.
Yeah.
I know it's a meerschaum pipe that he smokes.
Oh, there you go.
Data had one too.
Yeah.
Ask Data, he'll know. Ask
Yeah.
Dad, he'll know.
Elementary to your data.
Elementary, my friend Albie. So this one was fun because they played with bringing in elements from the TOS films. Number 1, the Monster Maroons, which they revised a little bit for next gen.
Little.
They just took away the turtlenecks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because Cameron couldn't deal with that, or was it the other one?
I don't know what it was. Enterprise C had them, and Jack Crusher had one on.
Yeah.
And I think they went with it, and they just didn't do the turtleneck because they couldn't find one in wardrobe. So they just went with the jacket without it, and that's what it became. So
Was there's there a turtleneck in this one or not? I don't
there
remember.
was, if I recall correctly, there was. They still, Strange New World did it, Disco versed it.
Just
They
delta
gave-
patterns all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. They
yeah, I
gave the
think they
delta
did.
patterns like you have on
Yep.
your tunic right there. Yep. So it was a
Tunic.
it was a little bit,
Or
it
not
was a little
tunic,
bit
that is the question.
zhuzhed. It was zhuzhed. It was SNW zhuzhed. But yeah, it was a really good episode. It ended on a good cliffhanger because they finally brought in the Illyrian thing again from episode 2, and pretty strong, I'd say pretty strong close
Mhm.
to the first season. You get the future Pike, you get the fan service with the maroon, you get to see Spock with his leg blown off.
Yep.
So and then you have a cliffhanger, and you don't realize how much you care about the characters until you realize, oh my God, I care about the characters. What's going to
Yeah.
happen in number 1?
It sneaks up on you.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, if you had to give season 1, just like your thoughts about the way it unfolded compared to your expectations, how would you do it?
It was better than I expected, and it got me, and I was fully on board. And by this episode, I was totally for Strange New Worlds. I was like,
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
I was like, "Give it all to me. I don't care whose it is. Just put it in my mouth."
All right, maybe you do know what it means.
But that's where I was. I was like, "Can do no wrong." As soon as an episode comes on, waiting up till 4 in the morning. Give it to me now. I need it. Like, this was my fix. Like, I had been on, I don't know what people take to get off of what heroin, whatever that other thing is that's not as good, but that's what I dealt with for the few years before that, like the replacement that wasn't as good. This was pure
Gotcha.
heroin. Not that I've ever done heroin, but I assume it's like Strange New Worlds, right?
I guess methazone, right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so
Methadone.
methadone, that's what I had the previous 3 or so
Right.
years. But now I had the real stuff, and I was in love. And I think the Monster Maroon pushed it over the edge for me.
Gotcha. All right.
Because they could have messed it up in so many ways. They could have J.J. Abrams did, where Spock yells Khan or Kirk or whatever the hell he yelled, that I was almost leaving the theater, but I had bought 5 tickets that day to see that movie 5 times, so I didn't leave. But they didn't
the
do that here.
abomination that is Into Darkness.
They stuck the landing. They stuck
I'll
the landing.
say they stuck the land. Not only the landing, but they stuck the series. The trailer really promised you strange new worlds. I mean, they was right there in the branding, and they tried to give you a sense of the wonder and the exploration and just the sheer majesty and discovery that Star Trek could provide. Not discovery, real discovery, genuine discovery. And I think that this season really delivered that in very effective and sometimes unexpected ways, while sneaking character drama and building this ensemble cast all the while. So even if you weren't engaged in this crew per se, they still told you Star Trek type stories that could keep any Trekkie going. And at the same time, by the end of this first season, you've gotten to know just about everybody but Ortegas, because nobody knows Ortegas, not even after season 2.
I might.
You might, but that being said, I mean, it was really right there on the tin, and you open the can, and it was just like the picture on the tin. So what's there to be upset about? And maybe a little bit more. It tasted like SpaghettiOs, but better.
Better, like with
Right?
MSG. SpaghettiOs with MSG.
There we go. There we go. So
it was amazing.
that's
And I think the
season
thing
1.
that we were all saying, at least I was they just decided, hey, you know what? With Star Trek, let's just do Star Trek.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Akiva Goldsman.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. Now I'm excited again. I'm getting
Right?
excited.
Woo.
I can't wait to talk about season 2, which we're going to do right after the break. And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us through that little break. And wow, we talked all about season 1 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. And now we're going to dive into season 2. So you're ready for July 17th, 2025.
The premiere of season 3?
Oh my God. I'm so excited.
Right? It's like, it's
I've already
like
seen
right
it.
here.
I'm so excited. I'm going to watch it anyway.
Wow. Before we go any further, though, we wouldn't be
Yes.
here if not for the kindness, the largesse, just the sheer wonderfulness of our crew of intrepid Trek explorers. I used to say that better. I think I'm getting worse and worse as I go.
Well,
But-
that's what life is.
But they know who they are. So
Yes.
it's fine.
Love
No
them.
matter how I say it, you know that we have nothing but tremendous respect for all of you out there who have supported our show. That includes our lifetime member, the Omnipotent Willard.
The
Thank
Omnipotent
you,
Willard!
Also, our crew members, our cadets, Linda,
Linda, hey, how's it
Linda,
going?
and our cadet, Rick Tatro. Rick, who's a good friend of mine who I'm going to meet tomorrow for the first time.
Yeah, that's
They're both
awesome. Tell him I said
cadets.
hi. Tell him we got to play more video games.
Yeah, we'll do. If you want to see Rick, he played again with us on the
Let us know.
Promenade Never Ends game of
Promenade that
DS9.
never ends. Star Trek Deep Space Nine Harbinger, Part 1 of 17.
We dare you to leave the Promenade. On the
Yes.
promenade, everybody can hear you scream and nobody cares. Also, thank you to our lieutenant commanders, Scott Seligman and Cosplay Dad, and
Scott,
of course, our
Tom,
Captain Charles from Texas.
Captain
Thank you
Charles.
so much for all of you who support this show and help keep us going. If you would like to join their ranks and become one of the intrepid Trek explorers yourself, you can do so at patreon.com/Trexploration. There you'll find all of our tiers of membership where you can give monthly to keep Trek Exploration going. I mean, we have costs and expenses
Yes.
associated with this. I have to pay for the post office box, actually.
Yes.
So
And
you know, there's that, and
yes,
you
and
know,
we have to have a
servers and
Monster Maroon fund because we need before we do Star Trek 2, we must both be in Monster Maroons.
those look really hot.
It depends what you order. I mean, if you get the wool, the screen accurate, yes. If you get
Yeah.
the spandex version, not so much.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see.
And full
We'll
shirt,
see.
Dickie, there's a difference.
Okay,
I like
Dickie.
a little Dickie every once in a while.
Oh, and who sent a whole bunch of commentaries about, I think, season 1 of
Oh, listen,
Strange New
Linda.
Worlds. Listen, Linda, she
Yeah,
gave
we
her
got some
own little
feedback about
blurbs.
that.
Yeah, let me find it.
Yeah,
It's
it's worth
all
it.
on the
We
Patreon
really
site.
appreciate you, listen, Linda. Yeah, join the Patreon. It's a party over there. So we got some feedback, right, for Strange New World season 1?
Yeah, I mean, you were shamelessly trying to say, "Hey, give us some feedback," and guess who stepped up because she always steps up.
Was it a
She's
member of our crew?
a member of our crew, Listen Linda.
Oh, listen, Linda. All
Listen
right.
Linda, who we just mentioned as a cadet.
Yes.
She had this to say about a few of the episodes. Children of the Comet. In Children of the Comet, was anyone else thinking about Close Encounters? When the aliens show up, skip the scanners, and break out the karaoke mics. Seriously, though, I appreciate the first few episodes of Strange New Worlds embracing Star Trek themes of humanity, exploration, and discovery.
Trek exploration without discovery.
There we go.
Yeah,
Discovery
music. I didn't get that. That's a good
without
pick.
discovery.
That's a good pull.
Bum, bum,
Yeah.
bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, Close Encounters. Yeah, music.
Ghosts of Illyria, a classic Star Trek story featuring a mysterious infection, moral dilemmas, and someone taking off their shirt. Dun, dun, dun.
Was it Spock?
Yes, it was reminiscent of The Naked Time and The Naked Now, but I thought it was a great character-driven episode. I'm not really recalling the Naked Time, Naked Now part of it, but I
Have to
wasn't
watch it
crazy
again.
about that episode,
You got a
so
long
that's why
flight. You can watch 20 episodes.
I'm blocking it out. Blocking it out. And she also commented on Memento Mori, Remember Me. This was the La'an Gorn episode, the action episode, and our introduction to the Gorn. Two things stood out to me in this episode. First, it made me think about how each Star Trek series has its own antagonist. Most introduced new species, but I like that Strange New Worlds is using a species created in TOS. Wait for a picture of me with the Gorn. Also, I was interested in how the action sequences in this episode are compared to classic submarine tactics and to the Kirk Khan battle in The Wrath of Khan. Yeah, we said sauce for the goose, Mr. Savick.
Yep.
So, that was definitely
is given.
evocative of some of the greatest stuff that we've seen on Star Trek, and a very, wrapped up in other tropes from different movies. But yeah, we already showed a picture of Linda at Vasquez Rocks fighting the Gorn. We can show it again, though. I know you have it here, so
Yep.
thank you, Linda. And
Should I pull a poster print off the wall or just put it in there digitally? Stranger Worlds. I mean, they're not it's not cringe when they do homage. They're doing homage right.
Yeah, it's what they
Respectful
do.
and well written, and it's great.
So thank
I
you,
love
Linda,
that
for
team.
watching along. I think that we
Yes.
got her to watch along with
Something like that.
yeah,
With something.
with something,
Might have been
you
Stranger
know.
Worlds.
So here we go. So let's go. We going to season 2?
Yep. Season 2, episode 1, The Broken Circle, directed by Chris Fisher and written by Henry Alonzo Myers and Akiva Goldsman. Those two are like great together. I'm just saying.
And this is where we leave off, where we pick up from where we left off about number 1 being arrested while undergoing upgrades under the supervision of long-lived engineer Pelia, that's Carol Kane. The starship USS Enterprise receives a distress call from Security Chief La'an Noonien-Singh on the mining planet Kajur 4, with First Officer Unich Riley No. 1 arrested and Captain Christopher Pike recruiting her defense counsel. Vulcan Science Officer Spock disobeys Admiral Robert April and steals the Enterprise. Spock and the crew find La'an on Kajur 4, and she explains that a cabal of ex-Starfleet and Klingon soldiers are plotting to restart the recently ended Klingon-Federation war. Dr. Joseph Mbinga and Nurse Christine Chapel are captured and taken to a ship that has been cobbled together from Starfleet technology. The cabal plans to use it to fire on a Klingon ship and frame Starfleet. Mbinga and Chapel fight their way off the false flag ship just as Spock orders its destruction, saving the arriving Klingons. Spock bonds with the Klingon captain over drinks and pressing Pelia. April reprimands Spock, but is privately grateful that the war with the Klingons was avoided, considering the impending threat of the Gorn. One thing that bumped me about this episode, I guess it's the Mbinga Chapel.
But yeah, the Klingon stuff and the war that they went through and that they were together and they
and the
went through
fact
some
that
stuff.
they basically take speed and they get like all Jason Statham and
Petrocell White,
their pupils,
something like
their
that.
pupils go all wide, and all of a sudden Christine Chapel, who's 86 pounds soaking wet, can beat up a Klingon.
She could beat me
I
up.
don't care what drug she's on, she can't beat up a Klingon. She just can't.
Adrenaline's crazy. I mean, it can make you pick up a car if you're baby Superman.
Okay, so an 87-pound rock hits a 220-pound rock. I don't care how fast the 87-pound rock is going, it's not going to have that adverse an effect on a 220-pound rock.
You might be right. She's tall and tiny.
That's something that I've seen on a lot of shows, especially the CW shows like Arrow and Flash, where you have these girls who are maybe 97 pounds soaking wet, but they're doing all these martial arts and like defeating Bane.
Buffy, Firefly.
I get it, girl power. I'm all for it, but
heck yeah.
I don't know if the physics holds up. Anyway.
Well, if you're in space, maybe they're using some kind of, okay, here we go. The stuff they inject, it's not only affecting them, giving them adrenaline, but it's also giving them dampening powers or anti-dampening powers and anti-gravity powers. And
okay, so they're now part hologram?
Yeah, or just like robot.
Part robot. Okay.
Part robot. Internal exoskeleton. What would that be called? A skeleton. I just invented something. A skeleton.
You are.
All right. Yeah, I like the start of that, because normally Klingon episodes, I'm like, so far, when they've touched Klingons in this series, I haven't minded it.
Would it kill them to put augment Klingons in there?
Mbenga. Did he murder in this one, or is it coming up?
Oh, probably. I mean,
okay, yeah. You know him. He likes.
He's wasting Klingons left and right.
Murder is his hobby, but his job is saving people.
Interesting start to the season, though, because you'd think they'd pick right up with number 1.
Yeah.
But instead they pick up with La'an, who is off planet or off ship doing other things.
Yeah,
and
it was
they
cool
use this
that they had to go get her.
Yeah, give you more Christine and Mbinga. And I think this is also the one. Oh, did we play? We should probably play.
You want to play the season 2 trailer, Chris?
Yeah, let's do that first.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
We should probably do that right now. We're so good at our jobs.
Right. In the mystery and vastness of space, we come together. So many crew members from so many planets, everyone on their own journey.
Ready for some fancy flying, Erica?
Oh, you know I've got this.
I'm thinking it's a sign that the freckles in our eyes are mirrors.
Meet James Kirk.
Hello.
You have an energy.
What?
It's making me sweat. I used to think think of myself as always alone. Not on this ship.
Three great wonders and great danger. The next great age of exploration starts with us.
You gonna say your thing? Everyone in the chair has their thing.
I would like the ship to go. Now.
Never seen a revolving door before.
I'm from space.
No, he's not. He's from Iowa. He only works in outer space.
Yeah, no, he's from space. That's the difference.
That's
Wow.
true.
Q, that is so good.
Yeah, you're delighted by this. One thing that bumped me about that trailer was the whole thing with everybody in the chair has their thing. No, they don't. That's just a creation of New Trek.
They were making fun of the fact that they had that in the other New Trek.
I mean, but I guess
They were
I don't
calling
know.
out the other New Trek for being stupid about that.
Yeah, but Pike's got his thing with when he says punch it
Well-
or hit it.
Yeah, but Pike is cool.
Kirk didn't have a thing, you know.
He's got a
And then it
thing.
just
You can ask
became a
any
thing.
lady in the 23rd century.
You're right about that, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness, La'an in
and
that
it's
trailer
like
is
he's not saying.
saying everything we're saying when we see Captain Kirk. I love this Captain Kirk.
You like Paul Wesley, huh?
Love Paul Wesley. Of course, me and my ex-wife did the official Vampire Diaries podcast. That was a job I had.
So I don't
I had a
know him
job.
from anything but this. So he was
Ah.
on Vampire Diaries, you say?
After you get finished with
You know
what
I'm
is
not
the
going to watch
sausage
it.
party you're watching?
Yeah, Supernatural.
Supernatural. After you finish watching that, try Vampire Diaries. So I love Vampire Diaries. I went to Dragon Con and I did a panel. I was so Vampire Diaries guy. So anybody want to listen to those old episodes? They're not there. Let me know on Patreon. I can put them somewhere. Because of
Well,
course
there
I
you
got
go.
copies. But yeah, that was my first professional podcasting job.
So this
So
is
I
the
got
one.
a thing for Paul Wesley.
So yeah, I guess memories, right? Like the
Memories.
corners of your
Yeah,
mind.
and I just like his acting. I think he's a great Kirk.
No, I think that introducing Kirk was a fun part of this season, and we haven't done it yet in this first episode. But this is where Spock steals the Enterprise, and that's part in the chair where it's just like, I want the ship to go fast now, and I was just like, you know what, F you. But anyway, Spock wouldn't be that way.
got hold
Spock
of the
just
bomb,
wouldn't be that
and
way,
we're
you know.
live
Well, we're not
on tape.
live. So
On
we're
tape.
live on tape, but anyway, I don't like that part of it, but it's
Really?
nice to see.
Oh, see, I'm
Yeah.
already.
Oh God! All right, add Aspera per Aspera. Add Astra per Aspera.
Let me
This
switch
is
tabs. Okay, directed by
episode
Valerie White
2.
and written by Dana Horgan.
Pike recruits Illyrian civil rights attorney Nira Katul as
okay.
defense counsel for number 1. The prosecution, led by Pike's girlfriend, Captain Marie Battelle, easily
her.
builds a case that number 1 violated Starfleet's anti-genetic modification laws by hiding her identity as a genetically modified Illyrian. Katul argues that the law is unjust and inconsistently applied and points out that Admiral April has violated the Prime Directive when he believed it was the right thing to do. La'an, a descendant of the genetically modified warlord La'an Noonien-Singh, investigates how Starfleet learned of number 1's status, worried that the information was taken from her own personal logs. Number 1 testifies about the oppression and marginalization Illyrians faced in her childhood, explains that she joined Starfleet because she believed it celebrated diversity, and reveals that she provided her own genetic status to Starfleet once it was known to the crew. Katul argues that number 1 can be construed to have been seeking asylum when she joined Starfleet. The judges accept this interpretation and acquit number 1. This was like measure of a man good.
Yeah.
This episode.
Yeah.
This was such a good episode.
Such a good episode. Great final speech. Great guest star. Very well written. Very of the moment and yet timeless at the same time.
And again, I think if I recall correctly, number 1 really questioning at the end, she get off on this technicality. Would they really have accepted her? Or is it just that it's because she's proven that she's one of the good ones?
Yeah.
Which, you know, very poignant, very resonant. So
it makes
So
me
good.
wonder. Are we as humans always going to try to find the other for some arbitrary reason, just so we can other people and
I
make
feel like
ourselves feel superior to others?
if you want to get into, getting that mentality in Roddenberry's vaunted, vision of the future where we all love and respect one another, you're going to have to root it in ancient prejudices, and the eugenics wars are one of those things that are a flashpoint that led to the destruction of humanity almost.
Yeah.
That gave rise to the society that became the Federation. So there are always going to be boogeymen somewhere in the past that you're going to ostracize, that you're going to say, we don't want that because we've seen what that is and we can't abide by that any longer. But you can very easily just then marginalize entire groups of people based on prejudices that are born of experiences that have nothing to do with those people.
Exactly.
And it's just like not even, and it's learned prejudice. It's not even direct prejudice from having lived through it. It's
Right.
just like it's cultural bias at this
Mhm.
point. So it's a very interesting episode of Star Trek. It's what Star Trek has always done very well, especially like Next Gen Trek did a lot of great stuff like this. So this is
Mhm.
kind of joining the best of TOS with the best of Next Gen.
Get
Much better
love it.
episode than the premiere, I think.
Yeah, think so.
So I think they
Okay.
wanted to start the premiere out with a bang, a little bit more involved, a little
Not
bit
courtroom
more
drama,
exactly, and
more
then let's get
adventure-y.
to the courtroom drama, right? Let's get a
Yep.
let's get a big picture,
Let's
a lot of
suck you
moving
in
parts.
with the pew pews
Yeah.
and then teach you something.
But the funny thing is, watching that the trailer that we
Mhm.
just watched, the pew pews are there and it's fun and they're flying the ship through the Astra and blah blah blah. But you see that court martial bell where they ding ding it, and it's just like,
Mhm.
that's from court martial. What's
Yep.
going on?
Yep.
Like for all the Trekkies out there, it was just like, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
callback to TOS.
Court
So
martial. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so
Man, great stuff.
good stuff.
I
Good
love
stuff.
Stranger Worlds.
Here we
Best Star Trek
go.
since Enterprise, not counting Lower Decks, because Lower Decks is totally different, but I love both.
Episode 3 tomorrow,
Tomorrow
and
and
tomorrow,
tomorrow
and
and
tomorrow. Written by David Reed.
Directed by Amanda Rowe.
A mysterious wounded man appears on the Enterprise, gives a time travel device to La'an, and dies. La'an finds herself in an alternative timeline where Earth is ravaged by war and the Enterprise is captained by James T. Kirk. The device transports her and Kirk to 2020's Toronto, where the pair form a romantic bond and eat hot dogs. They search
Yeah,
for
they
the
do.
point of divergence that caused the alternate timeline with help from a younger Pelia, and find a eugenics lab where a young La'an Noonien-Singh is being raised. A Romulan time traveler named Sarah intends to change human history by killing Khan and preventing the eugenics wars, which would keep humanity from the path that led to unity and the Federation. Sarah,
Unity.
isn't it funny though that all these themes tying back from Ghosts of Illyria, or what was it, Ad Astra per Aspera?
It was well
Anyway,
planned.
yeah, very much so. Would keep that on. Sarah kills Kirk and fights La'an, who kills Sarah and saves Khan. La'an returns to the Enterprise in her own timeline and is thanked by a time-traveling investigator from the future, a colleague of a mysterious man who confiscates the time travel device and swears La'an to secrecy. La'an contacts her timeline's Kirk, but he has no memory of her. She keeps a 20th century watch that they use to find the eugenics lab.
I hope
Okay.
the watch comes back. This is my first reaction to this episode. When I saw this episode, I was like, how come every time I watch an episode, it's the best episode I ever watched?
It's a fun time travel episode.
Great. And they're in Toronto. It made me want hot dogs.
All right. I want all the hot dogs.
All the hot dogs.
And
I
this
think I
is
said that already, right?
And you said that earlier. This was a different Kirk. So he was from outer space. He wasn't born
Yes.
in Iowa. So that's where that gag comes from.
Yes.
And this is where Strange New World cops to the fact that in this Discoverse, we're living in an already altered timeline somehow. And I think that you can write all of this stuff off with the temporal wars, Cold War from Enterprise.
Yeah.
Because if I recall correctly, Sarah, who is the Romulan spy who is going to kill Khan, has been waiting for 30 years. And she said, all of this was supposed to happen in 1996. What gives?
Loved it.
Only we know what the hell she's talking
Yep,
about.
exactly. Everybody else
And
is
that's what
clueless.
we've all been saying this entire episode.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I mean, they don't really go beyond that. But it's tantamount to saying, yeah, you're right. We're tweaking timelines here. Maybe that's why everything looks a little bit different. Maybe that's why. So I don't know. It's like they want it both ways. They want it to be exactly fitting within the TOS timeline that we all know and love, but not.
This show is written by people who know Star Trek and love Star Trek.
Okay.
And it's refreshing. It's refreshing. And you know me, I'm the hopeless romantic. I love love and I love stories about love. And of course, with love comes loss. And just where we leave La'an, just like with that love that she had, it's the whole thing. It's better to love and lose than never to have loved at all. And she's sitting there with the watch and she calls Kirk and she's crying. And oh my God, they got me. That's when I really fell in love with Christina Chong.
Is this the first introduction of Kirk into Strange New Worlds? I don't
I
recall.
want to say. If not, it was at the end of season 1, but I think it's
I think it was at the end of season 1.
because he knew La'an, or he knew Una, right? Chin Riley?
We should rewatch these. I'm like thinking
We got to. I think we'll have to go through these now.
Where's the one that was essentially a remake of Balance of Terror? Was that the end of season 1?
I think it's coming up, or was it? Maybe it was.
I think it was the
that
end
in there.
because Kirk was in that one.
Oh, Romulans. Did they say Romulans?
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah,
but
no, that was the
good.
one where Kirk calls out like the fleet of drones and pretends they're an armada.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Kirk. They wrote Kirk very well, whichever that episode is. Anyway,
But yeah, I love this episode because it was love.
and it
love.
shows you like what a mishmash all this becomes after a while. Yes,
Mhm.
they are very episodic television, very much akin to the original series. However, we've so effectively interwoven the interpersonal relationships and the character beats that it's hard for us to remember what came where when, because we're just living in this continuum of these characters, even though these are standalone adventures. So just, excelling. Like I said, the first trailer seemed to focus on the wonder, the exploration, the sheer Star Trekkiness of it all. The second trailer that we just saw seemed to really focus more on the interrelationships between the characters. It's
Which
just
is
like,
my
okay,
favorite.
the first one, we set the world.
Mhm.
Now, if you're still watching, you know the world. We're going to focus on the stuff you really like, all these characters.
Mhm.
And they're just doing it in spades.
And this
Episode
one?
4.
Besides the love and the romance and the loss and the time travel, I mean, okay, give it all to me. This is what I love. You also have, the whole one of the questions of time travel. If you knew this bad person existed and you could stop what he does or what they do by killing them as a child, would you do it?
Well, I mean, then
So-
she wouldn't exist. So she just
Yeah,
gives
but
him a
I
hug
mean,
and says, "Go off, you genocidal scamp."
yeah, but there's so many things in this episode. It's a great episode, and just that they set it in Toronto instead of filming it in Toronto and setting it somewhere else. Loved it.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that was kind of a neat trick.
Oh my God, it's such a good series. Okay, is there more?
There was no such bridge that they blew up, by the way. Episode 4, Among the Lotus Eaters, written by Kristen Beyer
Ooh,
and
which is a
Supernatural's
reference to-
own Davey Perez.
That's a reference to I Can Do It, the Odyssey, right?
Sure.
Okay,
I think it is, yeah.
at least according to Serenity, she's really into the Odyssey right now.
All right, I have it. I'll have to unwrite. I read the
Yeah.
Iliad, or I might be
did you?
thinking the Iliad.
Okay, that's next on our list.
All right.
But you
I-
guys can talk about that. And I can just go.
Mm,
I didn't read it.
It's been 20 years. Pike upsets Patel by suggesting that their relationship has harmed her career. The Enterprise is sent to the planet Rigel 7, the site of an earlier unsuccessful mission. Asteroids surrounding the planet emit radiation that makes people forget who they are. Pike, La'an, and M'Benga discover that Zach Nguyen, a yeoman presumed dead on the previous mission, has become a despotic ruler. He enforces a caste system where laborers lose their memories every night, but he and his guards do not. The the away team lose their memories and become laborers. Hearing a legend that their memories are stored in Nguyen's castle, Pike fights his way inside, defeats Nguyen, and learns that the castle itself blocks the radiation. The crew on the Enterprise also lose their memories, but pilot Erica Ortegas learns what her job is from the
She
ship's
flies the
computers.
ship.
I think she flies the ship and instinctively navigates away from the asteroids. The away team recover their memories and return to the Enterprise. They pull the main asteroid out of orbit, ridding Rigel 7 of the radiation and restoring the laborers' memories. Pike apologizes to Patel, and they resume their relationship. This was the best episode of
Think
Strange
so?
New Worlds.
It was piece of
Ever.
the action combined with workforce, kind of.
It was, thank God it's Friday again, which was a Farscape episode.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, where they're just, they just think
Love
the next
Farscape.
day is the work day. Anyway, this episode was so bad, and the fact that it was a callback to The Cage, where he fought the big hairy monster with Vina, and she pulls that face, my favorite face in all of Star Trek canon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know the face you're talking about.
Yep. We'll pop it up here on the screen. It is so hilarious. And this episode just does it wrong. It was so dumb. So dumb. I don't know what else to say.
I didn't mind it. At the end of this, I didn't say, wow, why is every episode my favorite episode? I didn't say that, but I didn't mind it.
I don't know. It's just
I like the piece of the action kind of redo.
They really where was there a piece of there was nobody.
Well, they left the guy there and
felt
instead of the
hats.
heater, and then he became king, and I don't know.
All right. Anywho,
I don't know. And the crown was 3D printed and made out of PLA. No, something
You
like
would
that.
know.
Pudgy.
You would know.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
Bella Oxnix.
Yeah, it was a good episode. It had some things in it, but I think it reminded me mostly of Star Trek Voyager Workforce, which I really liked.
All right.
Right, but it wasn't my favorite. But it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad.
It wasn't good. Episode 5, Charades or Charades, depending on how you want to
Directed
pronounce
by
it.
Jordan Cannon and written by Catherine Lynn and Henry Alonzo Myers. I need to meet this man.
Spock and Chapel are nearly killed when they encounter a portal created by a higher dimensional race, the Gorns, who heal Chapel but accidentally reconfigure Spock's half-human, half-Vulcan physiology to that of a full-blooded human. This happens as Spock is preparing for an engagement ritual with his fiancée T'Pring and her bigoted parents, T'Pril and Sevik. Spock's human mother, Amanda Grayson, boards the Enterprise to help Spock prepare. Spock does not tell T'Pring of his condition because this is basically a sitcom plot, hoping not to worry her, and relies on the crew to help disguise himself as Vulcan and stall the ritual until a cure is found. Chapel convinces the Kagukafrigrans to return Spock to normal by confessing to them her feelings for him. Spock is able to complete the ritual, which ends with him making a telepathic connection to his mother that shows him how difficult it is for a human to love a Vulcan. Spock then reveals the ruse to call out to Pril's bigotry. Offended, take that, mother-in-law. Those mothers-in-law, what a battle axe.
I tell you,
Offended
the
that
strippers,
Spock.
and I mean, they're just
What?
not fun to deal with.
Offended that Spock hid his condition from her, T'Pring asked to take a break. We're on a break.
We were
That
on a
from
break.
their
They were
relationship.
totally on a break.
Front and back. Spock it later
18
admits to
pages.
Chapel. Spock later admits to Chapel that he also has feelings for her, and they kiss. So, goofy episode. Not as bad as the one
Yeah.
before it.
Spock had rubber ears, man.
Yeah, man. It was trippy.
So that
It-
teapot was 3D printed.
It was really stop with the 3D printed. Nobody cares.
Oh, I just watched it behind the scenes on the Blu-ray. So, and the prop guy was 3D printing everything. I'm like, where are these STLs? I want these.
STLs, you got to get a shot for that. So I like this one. Again, it was comedy. Like, just because Spock is now fully human, is he going to forget every memory of how he's ever acted his entire life? That was a little far-fetched to me. The fact that we basically had Gladys Kravitz and her husband visiting Spock and T'Pring.
I was thinking more Mrs. Achmonic.
I don't know who that is.
Alf's neighbor.
Oh, okay.
Ah!
So, yeah, I mean, forgettable?
For me, what it did is it made me want the Chapel Spock relationship to move forward, but it also made me sad because I love the actress who plays Spock's fiance.
Me too.
Yes.
And
So I was very
really,
conflicted.
really cool alien landscape or mindscape in this one where they
Mhm.
go into like whatever that pod is that reinvented Spock.
And it was one of those things like, thank you for helping us out, but you didn't quite do it good enough. Luckily,
Mm,
the alien was like, all right, he wants pointy ears, I'll give him pointy ears.
they'd never seen a human before.
They didn't know how to put them back
Right,
together,
right,
even though they were
exactly.
bipedal
Right.
and humanoid. Makes no sense, but I'll give it a pass. I'll give it a pass.
Episode 6, Lost in Translation.
Is it? Oh, I love that movie. You ever see that movie? Bill Murray and Scarlett
I
Johansson?
did. I saw it once.
Saw
Laura
it in the
really
theater.
liked it.
Sofia Coppola, I think.
Sophia Coppola
Yeah,
directed,
great movie,
yes.
great film. I got it on HD DVD and Blu-ray, I think.
Who directed this one?
Dan Lee?
Lou?
Lou? And
Liu?
it was written by Anotari Johnson and David Reed.
Looks like
David Reed.
Onitra Johnson and
I
David
can't
Reed.
pronounce anything.
I know. I had a boss like that. It was hilarious to see him go on TV and mispronounce every proper name ever.
Hopefully people are getting a kick out of it. Lost in Translation. I have no idea what this episode was. So
The Enterprise joins the USS Farragut to repair a deuterium refinery. Ensign Nyota Uhura begins experiencing hallucinations of strange noises and frightening images, including the deaths of her parents and a former Enterprise engineer, Hemmer. Pelia discovers that the refinery has been sabotaged. Saul Ramon, the officer
Sabotage.
responsible for the sabotage, is taken to sickbay. He exhibits symptoms similar to Uhura's. Ramon escapes sickbay and attempts to sabotage the Enterprise. Uhura pursues him and unsuccessfully attempts to calm him down. James Kirk, visiting from the Farragut, rescues her before Ramon is blown into space by an explosion. Uhura discusses her hallucinations with Kirk, and he helps her realize that she needs to confront her grief about her parents and Hemmer rather than ignoring it. With the help of Kirk and his brother Sam, a xenoanthropologist, Uhura realizes that her hallucinations are messages from aliens who live in the deuterium and are being killed by the refinery. She reports her theory to Pike, and he orders the refinery destroyed. Uhura later introduces James Kirk to Spock.
Devil in the Dark much?
Yeah, right. Devil in the Dark meets, I don't know, just like a horror movie.
Yeah, something, maybe the one where everybody's asleep on Voyager. And the
Okay,
ghosts.
sure.
I don't know. But yeah, that moment where Kirk and Spock meet for the first time, I got chills. I know it's not Leonard and William.
Yeah,
But-
it was cool though. It was cool to see.
And just seeing those three together, I was like, oh, we're so close. We're getting there. It's
Right,
almost
we
Star
get
Trek.
there. We get there. Did they mention Captain Garivik, or is he already dead?
I
I don't know. He was on the Farragut.
I remember really loving that. And on the behind the scenes features of when they filmed that, they were like all freaking out because they knew this was the moment that they meet. Right.
Mhm.
So what they had to do is not think about it. Otherwise, no matter what they did, it wouldn't be right. They just had to
That's
do
cool.
it. And oh man, it's a great moment. It's a moment that I didn't know we missed until it happened.
So things live in deuterium.
I guess. I mean, I would if I had to.
Is
Better
this
than the
also ugly
alternative.
bags of mostly water?
Ugly bags of
kinda?
mostly water. Yeah.
Right. It's kind of that way too.
Maybe
right?
if we get rid of all our mostly water, then we'll just be like a hexagonal brick or a quintagonal.
Yeah.
something.
Well. Yeah. And then you could crush it in
Crush
one
it.
hand too.
Don't crush it.
in one
I'd
hand.
rather live in deuterium, right?
Uh-huh.
So take it as you go.
But
But yeah, another great episode for Celia. Is that how you pronounce it?
Celia, I think
Celia.
Celia.
Yeah, she's
Celia,
great.
Celia.
I mean, before this, she had done Broadway. And wow, great casting, great actor. Love her.
Always my episode crush, my perennial episode crush.
Do not blame you a bit. I would
think-
get all giddy and probably tear up if I met her. When I meet her.
We're going to get to your favorite episode, I believe, of all.
Is it 209
of-
coming up?
Yeah. No, 207. Those old scientists.
Oh, that's a great one. Not
Directed
my
by
favorite.
Freaksy Poo. Freaksy Poo directs
He's
this
the best.
one. Written by Catherine Lynn and Bill Wolkoff.
Okay, TOS. That's funny.
In the 24th century, Ensign Brad Boimler of the USS Cerritos is assigned to investigate an ancient portal. The portal, which is powered by the rare substance honhoronium, sends him back in time 120 years, where he is taken aboard the Enterprise. Boimler struggles to contain his excitement at meeting his heroes and also to prevent polluting the timeline with his knowledge of the future. The portal is stolen by an Orion ship, and Pike trades grain supplies to retrieve it. They attempt to return Boimler to the future with the last remaining hororium, but Ensign Beckett Mariner comes through the portal instead in a rescue attempt. Spock and Boimler unsuccessfully try to synthesize hororium so they can use the portal again, while Mariner and Uhura work to translate engravings on the portal. Boimler realizes that hororium is from the hull of the previous Starship Enterprise, was incorporated into Pike's Enterprise. They used this to send Boimler and Mariner back to their own time, while the Orions agree to accept credit for discovering the portal in exchange for allowing the Enterprise to continue peacefully. This was the crossover episode that we didn't know that we needed.
Loved it. Love Jack Quaid. He's the son of my favorite actress, Meg Ryan.
There we go. Jack Quaid was in it. Tawny Newsome was great in it.
Dude, Tawny Newsome. Man, that's probably my crush for that episode.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I think we all instant fan favorite.
Yeah.
This episode, there's the crossover with Lower Decks, and the fact that it begins and ends as a cartoon, and then you have the Strange New World people, all Lower Decks cartoon need. So
they are not afraid to go for it in Strange New Worlds. Big risks, big rewards. Nailed it.
Very good. The hororium thing is, I don't even remember.
I don't remember. I just remember the Boimler scream every time someone was blowing up, and the Boimler and Spock scenes were great. And then Tawny's talking a mile a minute, and I love it.
And then the fact that Jack did in real life the Boimler walk with the
did the Boimler walk
hip.
and he screaming. It's just great. The only if I had to say one thing, his hair wasn't purple enough.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That was it. Only thing I missed out on. I think fix it in the future. But yeah, Frakes. I'm going to say this out loud. Any episode Frakes directs is really good.
Maybe.
He's great.
Maybe.
Frakes today, he's just so having fun.
Let's
doesn't
review
have to do what he's doing. He's doing
Let's review Picard season 1 and 2 and see where we are with that.
I love those.
Okay.
Yeah, those old scientists. I love it. So TOS. Those old scientists. It's great. It's great. It's great. I can't now. How am I going to stay awake for the next?
It's a great.
Yeah. So that's going to be a fun one to talk about. But yeah, I loved it. And again, a swing and a home run out of the park. Nailed it.
Yep. Yeah. Really, like just giving Star Trek fans what they want with that.
Yes, and thank you. We need it. That was like our version of Trials and Tribulations, maybe at the moment. But I squeezed more at this, I think.
And seeing the Lower Decks uniforms in like real
yeah, real life
IRL, right?
IRL.
They look good.
I hope they make good on their thoughts and hopes and dreams to have Eugene Cordero and Noel Wells on the show in one of the new seasons.
Well, we'll see what happens.
We have time. We got season 4, season 3, season 4, and a half of 5.
It's sort of on our side.
If they put Noel Wells in green paint, that might be my favorite episode.
All right. We'll see what happens. Episode 8.
If you know anybody, talk to somebody.
Under the Cloak of War.
Directed by Jeff W. Bird and written by Davey Perez.
Supernatural Zone, Davey Perez.
Yes.
The Enterprise hosts Ambassador Dakra, a Klingon general who defected to the Federation and is said to have killed his own officers when he learned that they had ordered attacks on civilians while fighting on the moon Jagal. Veterans of the Federation Klingon War, including Ortegas, Mabinga, and Chapel, are uncomfortable with his presence. Mabinga and Chapel served at a field hospital on Jagal and witnessed the brutality of the Klingon forces under Dakra's command. Dakra invites Mabinga to join his campaign for peace, citing the symbolic power of a partnership between two men who are on opposing sides at Jagal, and offers to help Mabinga find healing from the trauma he experienced. Mabinga rejects Dakra's offer and eventually reveals that he knows it was Dakra who ordered the attacks on the civilians. It was Mabinga who killed the Klingon officers whose deaths Dakra is taking credit for. A fight breaks out. Mabinga kills Dakra. with the same dagger with which he killed his officers. Mabinga tells Pike that he did not intend to kill Dakra, but he does not regret it. So,
M'Benga straight up murdered that dude.
the horrors of war, right?
Yes, M'Benga, the murder doctor.
I liked this episode. What took me out of this episode is what always took me out of Discovery when it came to alien prosthetics. They look super freaking plastic.
These Klingons do look rubbery, but
Not
they're
even
not
rubbery. They
disco
look
ugly.
they look like they're wearing a bike helmet.
Yes,
I mean, it's
but,
like just put some powder on it. Take the shine down a little bit.
but they didn't stick to their guns and make disco Klingons.
No, I think that's good. I mean,
I'll
because
take it. I'll take a rubber head Klingon instead of a disco Klingon. But
I mean, I don't know.
This
They
makes you
just
question because I mean they show you because they show you in silhouette that he straight up murders that dude, but they don't show you. So there's that like 2% chance that maybe I misunderstood, right?
Mm,
But we all know he straight up murdered that dude, and we love M'Benga because we went through that thing with his daughter with him. We've gotten to know him.
yeah.
It's these are 3-dimensional characters. These are not cardboard cutouts. These are not just poorly written. This is I love this guy. I have sympathy for him. He murdered somebody, and I still like him, and I don't understand. Help me.
I think it helps us round out. Okay, a lot has been said over the last 20 years about how we've introduced the Borg and they became progressively less threatening because they were overused. Klingons suffer much from that. In the
Mhm.
original series, they were the baddies. In the movies, they were the baddies. Like Kirk is, I could never forgive them for the death of my son. He hates them. Spock says, Jim, they're dying. And he says, let them.
die.
Yeah, let them. And it's like this brings us back to that headspace because we're so used to seeing Klingons in Next Gen and DS9 where they're all just, kind of buffoonish warriors. They're bellicose idiots that don't really pose a threat anymore. It's just about honor and making fun of honor. And
They're LARPing.
these are Klingons that, are akin to like Cardassians. Like
Yeah.
these are Klingons like the way they're supposed to be, treacherous and deadly and dangerous. And you can't trust them. And having Mabinga as the fulcrum of that brings us back to some of those TOS sensibilities for fulcrum, not fulcrum, fulcrum brings us back to some of those TOS sensibilities.
The pivot point of a lever?
That yes.
Just making sure.
Fulcrum, the center of attack.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway,
I don't think it has to be the center. No.
we should put like a little description on there. Maybe
you can cut that out and we could be in the STEM feed.
Yeah, cut to Rennie now. Telling us what it is. Exactly.
She'll explain it.
All right. Insert thank you, Rennie. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Cut back to us. So I like the fact that we get Klingons here who are not trustworthy. We get Klingons here, like we can understand why in this time they were feared and hated. And it was one thing that Disco did bring us. It was the Klingon War. And it's nice that since we're living in that universe now, we get to see some of the ramifications of that war. Because if you recall, like the whole excuse of why we never saw Pike in the Enterprise was because we kept you away from this because we needed to save the best of us or some bull like that. At least we have some people on the ship like Mabinga, like Chapel, like Ortegas, who are profoundly and deeply scarred by their experiences in this horror. And to bring it out, it shows you that Strange New Worlds getting increasingly goofy, getting increasingly fanny, pulling back a little bit and saying, wait a minute, we should maybe do some serious episodes now. And I feel like they did a really good job with this one. And the murder thing, I think, if you're fighting a Klingon, how many times have we seen just Worf straight up murder people?
Yeah, that was shocking for me.
Still.
But he took his badge off first, so that's okay. still love Worf. Don't like him with Deanna, but I still love Worf. I ship Deanna and Will. Just saying. The actor who played the Klingon in this with the cane that got murdered, great actor.
Yeah, he played Bunny, I forget the last name. He was on The Wire. He was great on The
Okay.
Wire.
I need
Yeah.
to watch that.
Yep. So if you want to watch The Wire, you'll recognize that guy. You'll say, "Hey, it's Takra."
It's the guy. Yeah.
It's the
So I don't know if it'll come back, to haunt him or like it's just one and done or something, but it'd be interesting because I know we lose Mbenga eventually, right? But that's in the original series. He's there for a little bit,
Yeah, he's there for 2 episodes in the
so we
original
won't find the end.
series.
So at least he lives. At least we know that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So after this is let's go back to not only goofy but almost like face palm what goes on here. Albie's favorite episode,
It is.
season 2, number 9.
209. Subspace Rhapsody. I'm not going to say it's my favorite episode, but I bought the record, got the poster, and my bedroom door now has an apartment number 209. Just saying.
All right. 209, Subspace Rhapsody, directed by Dermot Downes, written by Dana Horgan and Bruce Wolkoff. James Kirk, recently promoted to executive officer of the Farragut, visits the Enterprise to Shadow Number 1. While conducting communications experiments, Uhura broadcasts a recording of the song Anything Goes into a mysterious subspace fold. It produces an improbability field that causes the Enterprise crew to begin singing about their feelings like characters in a musical film. Pike has an argument with Battelle in song in front of the crew. Chapel wins a prestigious research fellowship and reveals in song that she prioritizes it over her relationship with Spock. La'an confesses her feelings. La'an, I'm starting to fade here, confesses her feelings for Kirk before the musical can force her to, but he is already in a relationship with Carol Marcus. An affected Klingon ship intends to blow up the fold, but experiments reveal this will destroy all starships in the vicinity because reasons. Uhura determines that singing an upbeat grand finale will provide enough energy to close the improbability field before the Klingons arrive. She encourages the Enterprise crew to sing about the fulfillment they find in working together and exploring, and when the song concludes, the improbability field dissipates. And this episode is finally over.
The best episode of all time. They gave me a Star Trek musical for real. Loved it.
I liked it
It's
in the
time
moment.
to-
I liked it in the moment. If you see it more than 3 times, the song starts to wear thin. The plot is a little, it's just like to me, this is like a maybe 1, maybe 2 and done kind of episode, or watch it once every 15 years or so.
Yeah.
And the auto-tune Klingons, I mean, again, that bullshit.
And we're live on tape.
I mean,
Oh, did you get that clip? I sent you
I
the deleted Klingon song. What did you think of
Yeah.
that one?
it was somehow even worse than the auto-tune Klingons.
Come on, that was operatic almost. I thought you would like that.
No,
Little
No.
Gilbert and Sullivan.
you barely know me.
Oh, but yeah, it was good. So that should have been on the album. That song that would have been cool if they included.
I
that.
really liked the horror song in this. I'll tell you that. And of
She's
course,
a great singer, Broadway star.
we got to really know Ortegas now. Not only do we know that she flies the ship, but we know that she sings about flying the ship too.
Some people
So-
fly the ship.
Yeah.
I really love her.
I'm trying to figure out who that is on this show.
And she was just interviewed by Sean on Trek Culture, so check that out if you get a chance.
All right, Sean.
I just watched it today. I think it dropped today as we record this, so it's a great interview. And I just I always wanted a Star Trek musical. Did I ever think I was going to get a Star Trek musical? No. When they had like everybody from Broadway in the cast of Disco, did I think I was going to get a Broadway musical? Maybe. But we didn't get it. I mean, Anthony Rapp, they had the guy from Rent.
I mean, you're just trying to figure out ways they could have made disco worse. Why do you want to do this?
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't happen in Disco. I'm glad it happened in Stranger Worlds because they
right.
did it right. The songs were a little thin. They hired the writers to do it. They didn't have a lot of time to do it,
Yeah.
really. I think if they gave them a little bit, maybe 3 more months to refine it, it would have been a little bit better. It was good, but the words, like the melodies were good. The words, it's okay.
I feel
But
like the melodies will get tiring after a while too.
yeah, I've listened to the soundtrack a bunch. So
And yeah, and I don't know, like Christina Chong is like my least favorite character, La'an, and she really in this one, whatever reason, when she sings that song, it just turns me completely off. Like I just punch out of the episode.
I love
So
La'an. Christina Chong's got a nice voice. I don't know her much. I saw her on Shuttle Pod 1, I think. But I really love the character of La'an.
I think
So
it's Decon Chamber now, not Shuttlepod.
oh, it is. They changed it. I'm old. I still call my
Yes, yes.
Roku a TiVo.
Gotcha.
All
Gotcha.
right. So that's
So,
what stage I'm in. But yeah, I love the musical and thank you. Give me more.
and that wraps us up because after we air this, we're going to do a full treatment for episode 10
All the
of
way.
season 2,
Part 1.
Hegemony Part
Watch
1.
part
So
1.
let me give you their synopsis, and that way you'll know
All
what to
right. Directed
expect.
by Maha Varillo. No clue. And written
Verlo.
by Henry Alonzo Myers. This guy is going places. I'm
Now
telling you.
this is their synopsis, but Albie,
Watch
it
out for
doesn't
this
live
kid.
up. It doesn't look up. It doesn't live up to my synopsis that you're going to hear in the episode that we have done
Yeah,
for
you
Hegemony
got to
Part
hear
1.
Chris's. It's great, or it will be great, or it was great.
Right? It will have been great.
It will
Patel's
have
ship,
been great.
the USS Cayuga, is ambushed by the Gorn while resupplying the human colony Parnassus Beta. Chapel is aboard the Cayuga en route to her fellowship and
Cayuga.
survives the attack. The Enterprise arrives to find the wreckage of the Cayuga and a Gorn device jamming communications and transporters. April orders them not to cross into Gorn-claimed space, but Pike secretly leads Ortegas, La'an, Mabinga, and Sam Kirk to the surface. They find Patel and other survivors, including Starfleet engineer Montgomery Scott, who has built a cloaking device to hide from the Gorn. Pike
One of the
learns that
ABC
Patel has
award
been
games.
infected with Gorn eggs. Following a strategy suggested by Uhura and Pulia, Spock installs rockets on the Cayuga's wreckage so they can crash it into the jammer. He kills an attacking Gorn with help from Chapel. The jammer is destroyed, allowing the Enterprise to transport a Pike, Scott, and Battelle, who is taken straight to medical. The Gorn capture La'an, Mabinga, Ortega, Sam, and other survivors. Pike is forced to decide whether to follow orders and retreat or stay to rescue his captured crew.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, yours is better. Great episode. Great part 1 of part 2. To me, it's a one full story now, and nailed it.
Yeah, so
Stuck the
we
landing.
will be talking about Hegemony Part 1 in the next
Yep.
episode that
So
we
what's coming
drop.
up with season 3? Should we watch the season 3 trailer?
Yeah, let's do that too. I
Let's do
mean, so
that.
it's all been leading to this, so it can only, and maybe we'll let it run through this time and not piss off everybody like we did the last time.
Are you ready?
I am
You're
ready.
ready.
It's all been leading to this.
I'm ready now. Sorry. And here we go, season 3 trailer.
Someone once said space is dark and cold. Our job is to bring light, bring warmth, bring life to wherever we go. Is this a hit it situation?
It's whatever kind of adventure we want it to be.
This crew is a team, the finest Starfleet has to offer.
Indeed.
It's possible they don't know about us.
They know about us.
There is evil in this universe as sure as there is good.
The choices you make in that chair, they are yours to make and yours to live with.
We await your orders, sir.
You don't trust me with your best friend?
You don't trust me with your baby brother. It's madness.
We have to stop this invasion.
Prepare all weapons.
We are going to find our way out of this together.
It's 1 in 1,000 we get it done right or don't blow ourselves up along the way.
I like those odds. We'll just turn it off before we blow up.
Give me 5. Now, down low.
Why would you do that?
Because you are too slow.
Yeah. Oh my God! It's
No.
Star Trek. It's
Here
Star
it
Trek.
comes.
And we're live on
The
tape.
Star Treks. We're live with the Star Treks.
Oh my Q.
Right?
Whoa. And it lives up to the hype.
Once again, focusing on the ensemble now. It's just all about the crew. It's, and the adventure is secondary. And that's a good thing.
Yes.
Or it seems to be anyway.
It's
but-
my Star Trek.
Yeah.
Right now, it's my Star Trek.
The fact that they have the confidence in people liking these people instead of just the concept of Star Trek is evident in the way that they're cutting these trailers. They become more and more personal as the seasons go on.
So Hegemony Part 2 will drop at 9 a.m. Eastern, I believe it is. 6 a.m.
6 a.m., I thought you said.
Pacific, I think. 9 a.m. Eastern. I think that's the final thing. I got to read the email again.
Read the
before it's
email
set to
again.
release. But yeah, so as soon as we can drop it, and the other people will be dropping it, the other few people that are lucky enough as we are, will be dropping it all at the same time. So make sure you subscribe and put that notification bell on all so you get all notifications. So
Don't
we'll
want
be
to miss it.
dropping Part 3, or Season 3, Episode 1, Hegemony Part 2, and Season 3, Episode 2, Wedding Bell Blues, because it's going to be a double premiere that night. And we have,
I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm lining up those special guests.
I got to watch Wedding Bell Blues.
Got the Wedding Bell Blues. Yes, you do, so I can talk to you about it. Avoid all, for this season, avoid all internet until you watch the episode. Do not wake up and scroll. Wake up and watch the episode.
I will watch the episode.
That is my best advice.
The episode tonight after we're done recording.
My best advice.
Because we have the access, and why not take advantage?
So what are your thoughts on Season 3? You think it's going to live up to Season 1 and 2, Chris? You think it's going to exceed it? What do you think?
I think it's going to exceed it because, and maybe that's saying something, because I feel like we're much more invested in the characters now. They seem to be focusing on the characters to the benefit of the series. And if, like, say, some of the great stuff that we saw in Hegemony is Part 1 is carried over into the conclusion of that episode, like the Pike Patel relationship, the Spock Chapel relationship, just everything that seems to be going on with these characters in the ways that they've been building for the last 2 years, which is really 6 years, right?
Yeah.
It only bodes well if they keep on building on that effectively as they have been in the first 2 seasons. I can't imagine that it's not going to be better. And to have Scotty in the mix, and to have I guess Carol Kane is going to be back. She's always fun. So yeah, I have high hopes for Season 3.
I was in a pretty low place, and then I got that email that said, "Hey, you want to watch 5 episodes of brand new Star Trek?" I was like, "Yeah, I kind of do, and it started making me feel better. I'm just gonna say. Only problem is, I love to talk about Star Trek,
Right?
and I can't talk about Star Trek.
Well, I'll watch them. We'll record them, and
Then I'll be able to talk about Star Trek.
You'll be able to talk about it with me anyway.
And we got special guests coming up, joining us here and there for Season 3.
Definitely.
So stay tuned for those. I can't announce them until they're on the reel.
Allison Pregler is one that we do have completely confirmed.
Yep.
So
And
you'll get to see
we
our
have many more
buddy Allison.
surprises. So if you're into the Star Trek fan culture, subscribe.
Please, here in Trexploration, and if you're so inclined, send us your thoughts about seasons
We
1
wanna
and
know.
2 of Strange New Worlds. You can do so right here on the YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@Trexploration. You can also send us an email. That's trexplorationpod@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Instagram. That's @TrexplorationPod. You can blue sky us at trexploration.bluesky.social. TikTok. Why TikTok? I still don't understand why we have
dance when we record.
TikTok.com/@Trexploration. You can send us your thoughts to P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York 117 11705, provided I get the funds to pay for the P.O. Box 542,
Yes.
Bayport, New York, 11705. You can help facilitate that by clicking on the QR code or scanning the QR code right on the screen. And there's also a link below, and you can just send us a one-time donation through PayPal. You can also do that through buymeacoffee.com/Treksploration.
You bought us a cup.
You can also support us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Treksploration. There you can become a monthly supporter, and there are
And
many
we'll
levels.
say your name on the show, right?
We'll say your name on the show, and you
get
can
a rank.
become one of the crew of intrepid Treksplorers here
And if you
on
want omnipotence, let us know.
Treksplloration.
Contact
Yeah.
us. We
Contact
already have
Albie
one omnipotent
directly
being.
about omnipotence. She'll tell you
And
what's
there
what.
are rooms. There is room for other captains. Just
Yes.
saying.
Yeah, many
There are
ships in the fleet. So, come one, come all. Please support the show. Tell us what you think of the show. Tell us what you think of Strange New World seasons 1 and 2. Tell us what your hopes are for season 3. Do it all those ways. Just remember, any correspondence or letters or feedback that we get will most likely be featured in an upcoming episode of Treksploration. And
Let
we
us know what you thought about
all-
Superman.
But I still have to see that. That's a
It's got a cute
lenticular
little
cup.
doggy in it. Got to buy the plush.
Crypto.
Got to buy the plush. Not a Bichon, but close.
Close.
It's
He's
little
kind of
white,
a
cute
mutt.
doggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I am just psyched for season 3. I cannot wait to share it with all of you. I wait to share it with you here on Treksploration, Albie.
Oh, I'm so excited to talk about it. Thank you so much for staying up late with me, Chris. I appreciate it. I know you got traveling to do tomorrow.
Mhm.
Good luck with that. Break a leg, break a wing. I don't know what you say, but enjoy.
Hey, safe travels. That's
Safe travels, my friend.
Yeah.
Bon voyage, mon ami.
Very good.
All right. So until next time, for Treksploration, I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
And we'll see you next time.
In the future.
Sideways flowing, we set the stage. Listen, Albie Blue Willows from every age. Captain Charles, get ready to the cosmic tide. Get omnipotent look. Tight to ride.